Dear banker friends, everyone knows that passing CIB is very difficult and only one can pass who has command over the concepts and strong base of subject matter. Hence, in this video, we try to ease the difficulty of paper 2, that is bank financial management. Let's begin with chapter number 2. Module A, International Banking. Chapter number 2, Correspondent Banking. What is correspondent banking relationship? A correspondent banking relationship involves the provision of banking services by one financial institution, that is, a correspondence bank, to another financial institution, that is, correspondent banking client, in which the financial institution carries on activities or business at or through permanent establishments in different countries. It is also possible for one bank to open a correspondence account with another bank that already has an existing correspondent facility. The banking services provided by correspondent bank may involve provision of cash management services, international fund transfers, check clearing, foreign exchange services, loans, and letters of credit. Correspondent banking as the banking services, mainly payments, cash management, and trade services provided by banks to customers via other banks. Concept of Nostro account, Vostro account, and Loro account. Nostro account. It is current account which is maintained by domestic bank or dealer with foreign bank in foreign currency. If Indian bank opened a current account with American bank in dollar currency, this bank account is known as Nostro account for Indian. Here, a very important line to remember Nostro account is OR's account with you. Vostro account. It is current account which is maintained by a foreign bank with domestic bank in rupee currency. If USA bank opens a current account with Indian bank in rupees currency, this bank account is called Vostro account by Indian. Here, important line to remember Vostro account is yours account with us. Loro account. It is current account which is maintained by one domestic bank on behalf of other domestic bank in foreign currency. Loro account is Nostro account for one bank who opened the bank and Loro account for other bank who refers first one account. For example, ICICI opened current account with Bank of America. If HDFC refer that account of ICICI for its correspondence, then it is called Loro account for HDFC and it is Nostro account for ICICI. What is SWIFT? It stands for Society for the Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. Founded in Brussels in 1973, is a cooperative organization dedicated to the promotion and development of a standardized global interactivity for financial transactions. More than 10,000 financial institutions and corporations in 1,212 countries every day to exchange millions of standardized financial messages. This activity involves the secure exchange of proprietary data while ensuring its confidentiality and integrity. SWIFT enables its customers to automate and standardize financial transactions, thereby lowering costs, reducing operational risk, and eliminating inefficiencies from their operations. SWIFT is organized into three regions: the Americas, Asia Pacific, and EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. SWIFT provides a service for financial messages such as letters of credit, payments, and securities transactions between member banks worldwide. SWIFT's essential function is to deliver these messages quickly and securely, both of which are prime considerations for financial matters. What is SWIFT code? Bank SWIFT code, which is also referred to as the BIC code, is a unique code that is used to recognize financial and non-financial institutions. The bank SWIFT code comes with 8 or 11 characters that throw light on details regarding the bank code, country code, location code, and the branch code. The first four letters of an 11-digit bank SWIFT code shows bank code, followed by another two digits that identifies the country code, as the next two letters help identify the location of the financial institution. The last three letters tell us more about the branch related to a financial institution, which is but an optional code of letters that come along with the other details of a financial institution. Example: BKTRUS33 and DEUTGB2L. What are CHIPS and CHATS? CHIPS stands for Clearing House Interbank Payment System. CHIPS is the largest private sector US dollar fund transfer system in the world. In 2012, CHIPS cleared and settled an average of $1.5 trillion in cross-border and domestic payments daily. CHIPS operates on a global business day and utilizes a sophisticated liquidity savings mechanism to provide fast final payments while maximizing liquidity efficiency for participating banks. CHIPS sets the industry standard for resiliency, reliability, and innovation in fund transfers. Leading banks worldwide, as well as their correspondents and customers, find CHIPS a trusted partner in the US dollar clearing and settlement services. The chat setup in the UK provides almost instantaneous services for settlements of payments, and payments are guaranteed on receipt and cannot be recalled. Chats provide the interbank funds transfer facility in Hong Kong, which has long been regarded as the hub of financial activities the world over. What are Fedwire and Bankwire? The Federal Reserve Wire System, in operation since 1956, is used by the member banks for EFT and is the main funds transfer system in the USA. Bankwire is the pioneer private sector electronic telecommunication network owned by an association of banks in the USA and used to transfer messages between the subscribing banks. What is NRI banking? To meet the specific needs of non-resident Indians related to their remittances, savings, earnings, investments, and repatriation, the Government of India introduced in 1970 non-residential external account rules, which are governed by the Exchange Control Regulations. The Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 determines the laws regulating foreign exchange and enlists the various deposit schemes available to non-resident Indians. NRI accounts are maintained by banks which hold authorized dealers licenses from the Reserve Bank of India. All NRIs can open such accounts with the exception of individuals residing in Pakistan and Bangladesh who require special permission from the RBI. Joint accounts of two or more non-residents and nomination facility are permitted. Meaning of non-resident India NRI under IT Act. An Indian citizen who stays abroad for employment or carrying on business outside India or stays abroad under circumstances indicating an intention for an uncertain duration of stay abroad is a non-resident. For example, persons posted in UN organizations and officials deputed abroad by central or state governments and public sector undertakings on temporary assignments are also treated as non-residents. An individual, whether Indian citizens or not, who is outside India and who comes on a visit to India in any previous year will be treated as non-resident in India if he stays in India in that previous year less than 182 days, subject to the condition that during the preceding 4 previous years his stay in India does not amount to 365 days or more. In India, banking terminology, the term NRI account refers to funds deposited by a non-resident Indian or NRI with a financial institution authorized by the Reserve Bank of India to provide such services. A non-resident Indian is an Indian citizen who primarily resides outside of India. If a person is NRI or PIO, she or he can, without the permission from the Reserve Bank of India, open, hold, and maintain the different types of accounts with an authorized dealer in India, that is, a bank authorized to deal in foreign exchange. NRO savings accounts can also be maintained with the post offices in India. Difference between NRI and PIO. A non-resident Indian NRI is a citizen of India who holds an Indian passport and has temporarily immigrated to another country for 6 months or more for employment, residence, education, or any other purpose. A person of Indian origin, PIO, is a person of Indian origin or ancestry but who is not a citizen of India and is the citizen of another country. A PIO might have been a citizen of India and subsequently taken the citizenship of another country or have ancestors born in India or other states. Let's understand these with some examples. Rahul, a software engineer, has been assigned to a project in the US and he has left for the US on 1st September 2017 for an uncertain time. Now, for financial year 2017-18, what would be his residential status? NRI or resident India? Rahul left India on 1st September 2017, means his stay in India for financial year 2017-18 was 153 days. So he does not satisfy the first condition of being a resident or satisfy the first condition of being a non-resident. Since he went for an employment purpose, so the second condition has to be seen by replacing 60 days with 182 days. And in this case, though Rahul was in India for more than 365 days in last 4 preceding years but was not in India for 182 days, in the financial year for which we are finding his residential status. Thus, he is not satisfying the second condition on being a resident. This means that Rahul residential status would be an NRI for financial year 2017-18. Let's take another example. Suresh Kumar, a retired bank officer, every year pays a visit to his daughter who lives in US and son who is in Australia. He stays with both of them for 3 months each. In financial year 2017-18, also he went on both the trips. Will that make him an NRI? Let's see the solution. Suresh Kumar was out of India for 6 months' time, means he must have crossed the 182 days limit. This means that he is an NRI looking at the first condition. But in this arrangement, he was in India for more than 365 days in the preceding 4 financial years and also was in India for more than 60 days in the year for which we are finding the residential status. This means he does not satisfy the condition 2. To count as NRI, you have to satisfy both the conditions, and for ROR any of the two conditions. Thus, Suresh will be treated as resident and ordinarily resident. Types of NRI accounts. Non-resident ordinary rupee account, NRO account. Any person resident outside India may open NRO account with an authorized dealer or an authorized bank for the purpose of putting through bona fide transaction in rupees. Opening of accounts by individual or entities of Pakistan and entities of Bangladesh require prior approval of Reserve Bank of India. NRO accounts may be opened or maintained in the form of current, savings, recurring or fixed deposit accounts. Savings account normally maintained for crediting legitimate dues or earnings or income such as dividends, interests, etc. Banks are free to determine the interest rates. Term deposits. Banks are free to determine the interest rates. Interest rates offered by banks on NRO deposits cannot be higher than those offered by them on comparable domestic rupee deposits. Account should be denominated in Indian rupees. NRI or PIO may remit from the balances held in NRO account an amount not exceeding USD 1 million per financial year, subject to payment of applicable taxes. Eligible debits such as all local payments in rupees, including payments for investments as specified by the Reserve Bank of India, and remittance outside India of current income like rent, dividend, pension, interest, etc., net of applicable taxes of the account holder. The limit of US 1 million US dollar per financial year includes sale proceeds of immovable properties held by NRIs or PIOs other than current income, and the limit of 1 million US dollar per financial year applicable to NRIs or PIOs. Balances in NRO accounts cannot be repatriated without the prior approval of India RBI. The accounts may be held jointly with residents and or with non-resident Indian. The NRO account holder may opt for nomination facility. Loans to non-resident account holders and to third parties may be granted in rupees by authorized dealer or bank against the security of fixed deposits subject to certain terms and conditions. Non-resident externals rupee account, NRE account. NRE account may be in the form of savings, current, recurring, or fixed deposit accounts with maturity of minimum 1 year. Such accounts can be opened only by the NRI as defined under Regulation 2(6) of Notification Number FEMA 5 oblique 2000 RB dated May 3, 2000 himself and not through the holder of the power of attorney. NRIs may be permitted to open NRE account with their resident close relatives relative as defined in Section 6 of the Companies Act 1956 on former or survivor basis. The resident close relative shall be eligible to operate the account as a power of attorney holder in accordance with the extant instructions during the lifetime of the NRI or PIO account holder. Account will be maintained in Indian rupees. Balances held in the NRI account are freely repatriable. Accrued interest income and balances held in NRE accounts are exempt from income tax and wealth tax respectively. Authorized dealers or authorized banks may, at their discretion or commercial judgment, allow for a period of not more than 2 weeks overdrawings in NRE savings bank accounts up to a limit of 50,000 rupees, subject to the condition that such overdrawing together with the interest payable savings banks are free to determine the interest rates. Term deposits. Banks are free to determine the interest rates of term deposits of maturity of 1 year and above. Interest rates offered by banks on NRE accounts cannot be higher than those offered by them on comparable domestic rupee deposits. Eligible debits are local disbursements, transfer to other NRE or FCNR accounts of person eligible to open such accounts, remittance outside India, investments in shares or securities or commercial paper of an Indian company, etc. Loans can be extended against security of funds held in NRE account either to the depositors or third parties without any ceiling subject to usual margin requirements. Such accounts can be operated through power of attorney in favor of residents for the limited purpose of withdrawal of local payments or remittances through normal banking channels to the account holder himself. Foreign currency non-resident bank account FCNR-B account. NRIs are eligible to open and maintain these accounts. FCNR-B accounts are only in the form of term deposits of 1 to 5 years. All debits or credits permissible in respect of NRE accounts, including credit of sale proceeds of FDI investments, are permissible in FCNR-B accounts also. Accounts can be held in any freely convertible currency. Loans can be extended against the security of funds held in FCNR-B deposit either to the depositors or third parties without any ceiling, subject to usual margin requirements. The interest rates are stipulated by the Department of Banking Operations and Development, Reserve Bank of India, with effect from March 1, 2014 in respect of FCNR-B deposits of maturities 1 year to less than 3 years. Interest shall be paid within the ceiling rate of LIBOR or swap rates plus 200 basis points for the respective currency or corresponding maturity. For FCNR-B account deposits with maturity of 3-5 years, interest shall be paid within the ceiling rate of LIBOR or swap rates plus 300 basis points. On floating rate deposits, interest shall be paid within the ceiling of swap rates for the respective currency or maturity plus 200 BPS or 300 BPS as the case may be. For floating rate deposits, the interest reset period shall be 6 months. When an account holder becomes a person resident in India, deposits may be allowed to continue till maturity at the contracted rate of interest if so desired by him. Terms and conditions as applicable to NRE accounts in respect of joint accounts, repatriation of funds, opening account during temporary visit, operation by power of attorney, loans or overdrafts against security of funds held in accounts shall apply mutantes to FCNR-B. NRI can open joint account with a resident close relative. Relative as defined in Section 6 of the Companies Act 1956 on former or survivor basis. The resident close relative will be eligible to operate the account as a power of attorney holder in accordance with extant instructions during the lifetime of the NRI or PIO account holder. What are the accounts that a tourist visiting India can open? An NRO, current or savings account, can be opened by a foreign national of non-Indian origin visiting India with funds remitted from outside India through banking channel or by sale of foreign exchange brought by him to India. The balance in the NRO account may be paid to the account holder at the time of his departure from India, provided the account has been maintained for a period not exceeding 6 months and the account has not been credited with any local funds other than interest accrued thereon. What is an SNRR account? How is it different from a NRO account? Any person resident outside India having a business interest in India can open a special non-resident rupee account SNRR account with an authorized dealer for the purpose of putting through bona fide transactions in rupees which are in conformity with the provisions of the Act, rules and regulations made thereunder. The features of the SNRR account are: the SNRR account will carry the nomenclature of the specific business for which it is opened and not earn any interest. The debits or credits and the balances in the account should be incidental and commensurable with business operations of the account holder. Authorized dealers are required to ensure that all the operations in the SNRR account are in accordance with the provisions of the Act, rules and regulations made thereunder. The tenure of the SNRR account should be concurrent to the tenure of the contract or period of operation or the business of the account holder and in no case should exceed 7 years. Approval of the Reserve Bank shall be obtained in cases requiring renewal. However, the restriction of 7 years shall not be applicable to SNRR accounts opened by a person resident outside India for the purpose of making investments in India in accordance with foreign exchange management, transfer or issue of security by a person resident outside India, Regulations 2017 as amended from time to time. No operations are permissible in the account after 7 years from the date of opening of the account. The operations in the SNRR account should not result in the account holder making available foreign exchange to any person resident in India against a reimbursement in rupees or in any other manner. The balances in the SNRR account can be repatriated outside India. Transfers from any NRO account to the SNRR account are not permitted. All transactions in the SNRR account will be subject to payment of applicable taxes in India. SNRR account may be designated as resident rupee account on the account holder becoming a resident. The amount due or payable to non-resident nominee from the account of a deceased account holder will be credited to NRO account of the nominee with an authorized dealer or authorized bank in India. Opening of SNRR accounts by Pakistan and Bangladesh nationals and entities incorporated in Pakistan and Bangladesh requires prior approval of Reserve Bank of India. The SNRR can be held only as a non-interest earning account, while an NRO account can earn interest. While the balances in an NRO account are non-repatriable except for current income and to the extent permissible for NRIs or PIOs under FEMA 13R, SNRR is a repatriable account. Facilities to NRIs. NRIs have been allowed to invest in India in various securities schemes and avenues so that the precious foreign exchange earned by them is used for the development of the country. Investments by NRIs have been broadly categorized into two categories or two segments. Repatriation basis. On repatriation basis, NRIs can make investments in securities, shares, and bonds. These investments can be done with the funds brought from abroad or in freely convertible currencies or by debiting their NRE or FCNR accounts. An NRI is also permitted to purchase shares and debentures issued by Indian companies. This can be done either through the stock exchanges under portfolio investment scheme or by taking foreign direct investment FDI route. This is subject to compliance with specified terms and conditions under the Foreign Exchange Management Act. Non-repatriation basis. An NRI can also invest without any limit in government securities, treasury bills, units of domestic mutual funds, units of money market mutual funds, non-convertible debentures issued by an Indian company, and national plan or saving certificates on the non-repatriation basis. As per RBI guidelines, NRI or PIO can also deal in exchange traded derivative contracts approved by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. However, this has to be out of INR funds held in India on repatriable basis, subject to the limits prescribed by the SEBI. Purchasing of real estate by NRIs. An NRI or a PIO can purchase immovable property in India except for agricultural land or plantation property or a farmhouse out of repatriable or non-repatriable funds. The payment of the purchase should be made from the funds received in India through normal banking channels. It can be done by way of inward remittance from any place outside India or funds held in any non-resident account maintained in accordance with the FEMA and RBI regulations. If an NRI or a PIO sells the property, the sales proceeds can be repatriated abroad subject to certain conditions. NRIs and PIOs have several options to take loans in India. They are allowed to take foreign currency loans against the security of their FCNRB account, or mortgage loans can be taken against residential property. NRI returning to India can use the facility of the resident foreign currency RFC account with an authorized dealer to transfer investments or savings abroad and money available in their NRE or FCNR. The RFC account is free from foreign currency utilization restrictions. These accounts can be in the form of current or term deposits. Friends, if you have any query pertaining to subject, please write in comment section. I request you to like and share my video to banking fraternity who are really aspire to crack CIB exam. Also, please do subscribe my YouTube channel to get notification of my latest videos. Thank you very much.